What's up guys, and welcome to my first ever episode of My Top 5, where I list my top 5 something. Each Friday will be a brand new episode with a brand new theme, so sit back, relax and enjoy my top 5 Disneyland rides. Starting the list and coming in at number 5, we have a fan favorite, It's a Small World. For those who don't know, It's a Small World is an indoor slow-moving ride located in the Fantasyland area at various Disney parks around the world. The nearly 15-minute ride guides you through scenes representing all parts of the world, including Asia, Africa, under the sea, and the United States, while singing a very familiar tune that, if it's not in your head already, will be by the end of this video. The ride was first introduced at the 1964 to 1965 World's Fair in New York. After more than 10 million visitors at the fair, the ride was shipped piece by piece to where it sits today at the Disneyland Park in Anaheim. For me, the ride is all about that nostalgic feeling. The music, the atmosphere, it just all comes together to be truly magical. Unlike the bigger, faster rides at Disney, it's nice to have a ride that gives you the ability to relax and take some time away from the chaos that is Disneyland. For the top 5 videos like this, where I talk about rides or amusement parks, I'm going to have the brand new Scare-O-Meter. This basically tells you how scary a ride may be. So starting off with It's a Small World, it's not scary at all. The Scare-O-Meter hardly moves. At number 4, we have the Haunted Mansion. This ride is something that I call a two-parter, and it's situated in New Orleans Square at Disneyland. Before entering, guests walk through the gardens and courtyards of the estate and even past a pet cemetery before entering the mansion. Without spoiling too much, guests are brought into an octagon-shaped room with stretching walls, screams of victims, and some pretty cool lighting effects. Guests then walk through the seated portion of the ride where they travel through the mansion, meeting ghost friends and foe throughout. The ride was first opened on August 12, 1969 with immediate success and only found an update added in 1995. This is when the addition of the piano player playing a dark version of the Bridal March was added. Just like It's a Small World, the Haunted Mansion is one of those rides that really reminds me that I'm at Disneyland. The special effects are amazing, and the feeling you get while riding is unlike any other rides you go on. At times you truly feel like you're riding through a haunted mansion. While the young souls might be a bit scared to ride this, it still only moves the Scare-O-Meter arm just a little bit. It's time to soar right into number 3. While my time on this ride had me soaring over California, the main idea is still the same, and that's what I know and love. Soarin is a motion simulator that has you flying over iconic landscapes and landmarks all over the world. These include the Matterhorn in Switzerland, the Great Wall of China, the Eiffel Tower in France, and of course the famous Sydney Harbour right in my backyard here in Sydney, Australia. Soarin opened with the California Adventure on February 8, 2001 and ran Soarin over California until June 15, 2016. It reopened just 2 days later on June 17th with Soarin over the World. In terms of the exterior, the ride first opened being surrounded by what was known as Condor Flats, which was soon replaced by what we know now as Grizzly Peak Airfield. In 2015, upgrades to the projector on the ride occurred, introducing the IMAX Laser 4K projection system, which took the immersion to the next level. While I may not have tried Soarin over the World or the new 4K projection system, I did try Soarin over California, which was still amazing. The closest thing I can compare the ride to is being in VR, just without the VR. This ride, much like others on the list, isn't very scary, moving the arm on the Scare-O-Meter just that little bit. At number 2, we have Radiator Spring Racers, which puts you right into the world of cars. The ride starts out almost smooth, and then takes you through the town. You talk to Mater, and you even get a few upgrades to your car, either going through Luigi's Casa della Tires or Ramon's House of Body Art, depending on which track your car goes down. This all happens before your car races against another vehicle filled with other guests at the park. Before the race starts, no one knows who's going to win, which means every time you ride, you have no idea of the outcome. The ride is the main attraction in Cars Land, which was part of the expansion announced way back in 2007. The ride officially opened on June 15, 2012, and since then has seen massive lines for the ride. The ride itself features the third generation technology used on the test track ride at Epcot in Walt Disney World. This is actually one of the reasons why I like the ride without even realizing. Test Track is a ride that I love, and Radiator Springs Races feels just like it. Maybe even better. While I'm not the biggest Cars fan, I was still able to enjoy the ride as no prior Cars knowledge is really needed before jumping onto the ride. While still pretty calm, the ride does get fast, and that's why it moves the scare meter arm more than the other rides have on the list. So if you can't handle a simple car trip without thinking about the bottom of a bath bag, this ride probably isn't for you. Before we get to the almighty number 1, I'd like to mention a couple of honorable mentions beforehand. Firstly, I'd like to give a shout out to Space Mountain. Let me tell you, if you want a crazy ride that makes you feel like a cat in a washing machine, this ride is for you. The reason why I didn't make the official list is because last time I went on it, the lighting effects didn't work as it should have, meaning I haven't been able to enjoy the ride to its full potential. The second honorable mention is Toy Story Mania. This 4D adventure is like no other. Sort of. This ride is an amazing interactive experience based in the Toy Story universe, with you battling your ride companion in a series of 4D games. While this is a super fun ride, it's very similar to the Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters, and for this reason it just missed out on the official list. And now, it's time for the number 1 spot. And believe it or not, I've never been on this ride. The number 1 spot goes to the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, or as I know it, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. The ride itself is an accelerated drop tower ride which is now based around Guardians of the Galaxy. This quick ride has you join Rocket Raccoon to rescue the other Guardian members from the Collector. The official ride opened on May 5th, 2004, replicating the Tower of Terror seen at California Adventure in Florida. The new version, however, was reminiscent of styles seen in Southern California during the golden age of Hollywood. At Comic-Con 2016, it was revealed that the Guardians of the Galaxy ride would be replacing the famous hotel. Mission Breakout opened on May 27, 2017 to huge crowds ready to see the updated ride. This is one ride I like. I've been on it in both California and Florida and loved both rides. Knowing that it was replaced in California was upsetting, but knowing it's still standing tall in Florida makes it a lot better. Guardians of the Galaxy is one of my favorite movies, so it replacing the Tower of Terror is okay with me. The scare factor on this ride is higher than the others on the list. Scaredy cats, stay at the door. This is for the tough kids. And that's a wrap. That is my top 5 for Disneyland rides. Do you have your own list? Let me know in the comment section down below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the little bell icon to know when I upload next. And until the next one, peace.